Up. Right here. Can you lie down? Down.
Ready, set, go.
Over. Over. Here. Over. Over. Yes. Yes. House. Over. Here. Over. Here. Over.
45 seconds.
Squib. Over. Squib. Catch. Catch. Yes. House. Catch. Yes. Up. House. Over. Over.
30 seconds.
Here. Over. Yes. Squib. Catch. Yes. House. Over. Over. Yes. Here.
15 seconds.
Over. Yes.
10.
Yes. Up. Here. Mine. House. Over.
5.
Yes.
4, 3, 2, 1. Time.
Good man, Epi.
9 seconds remaining.
Yeah. Good man, Epi. Epi. Yeah.
Brother versus brother from the same zone.
Ready, set, go.
Snowman. Blue. Sweet spot. Red.
45 seconds.
Yeah.
Out.
There.
30 seconds.
Spaced out.
15 seconds.
Bob, you might want to move.
10,
Cherry.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time.
Nope.
Ready?
All right,
Set.
we are almost
Go.
there.
Snowman.
Couple more games. I'll be here. Just bring that chat.
Sweet spot. Red.
45 seconds.
Cherry.
30 seconds.
Blue. Sweet spot. Let's see, we don't have a language rule.
15 seconds. 10,
Red and cherry.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time.
And the sweet spot. Nice work, Lily.
Ready, set, go.
Red.
45 seconds.
Cherry.
30 seconds.
Cherry.
15 seconds.
Sweet spot.
10,
Red.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time.
Red.
40-point swing.
Yeah, so if he would have gotten the blue, then he would have gotten 140 points. Now he's got.
All right, here comes Epi. Make sure you guys wait for it. Wait for it. Go, go, go. Flip. Good. Ouse. Go, go, go. Ouse. Yes, ouse. Up, up, up. Ouse. Yes. Good. Ouse. Through. Yes, ouse. Yes. Badass. Go, go, go. All right, here we go. Flip. Good. Ouse. Go, go, go. Here we go. Yes, ouse. Up, up, up. Ouse. Good. Right there. Yes, good. Good. Ouse. Through. Yes, ouse. Yes. Badass. Uh-oh. I don't know why it's repeating. Don't know why it's repeating.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Ron Watson, Positive Vibe, host of DiscDog.Live Weekly. We got a great show for you this.
Whoa, that was not supposed to go down that way. How's it going, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. Winter is not treating you too poorly. Your Thanksgiving was terrific. Ours was, for sure. Yeah, so here we are. It's Monday night. A little bit of DiscDog.Live action. Hanging out here with Epi and Pan. So we got a pretty cool show for you tonight. I am going to go through DiscDogger Weekly number 18. And then we have some vault queuing stuff. Sydney, you'll be happy to see that. And I would really like to have somebody call in. We can try this interview function. We're still not quite up to speed as far as the interview thing goes. I don't quite know what I'm doing, and we're still here in the bus waiting on our house to close. So just kind of biding our time. Sage Pog, good to see you. Sydney, super awesome. Happy you're here. Let me kill this audio. Hey, easy, Cheetah. It's not necessary, Epi. It's totally not necessary. It's not necessary. So, how's everybody doing? Anybody got anything special going on? I don't have anything special going on. Just kind of hanging out, like I said, waiting for our house to close. So, oh, what's up, Epi? Huh? Oh, Jewel, off. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and post a link to the DiscDogger Weekly article here, so you guys can track that down. Sorry to double hit you guys on YouTube. Pat, what's up? Good to see you, Pat. And you hooked up with Restream. Wow, you're like a technical savage. You know exactly what's going on. Completely on point. Good to see you, Pat. Sorry we haven't hung out. I've been ditching Monday Jam. Like, by the time we get there at 4:30, it's dark. Like, I felt bad for that new guy. I can't remember his name. I think it might have been Josh. He was Joshua, I think, was going out there, and he's like, I'll be there at 4:40. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to make it there because it's dark at that time, right? We're supposed to get an extra hour. What happened to our extra hour, guys? I don't think that shit works. All right. So, Sage Paw, I'm sorry you've been sick. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. That is not cool. I hope you're getting better, and I hope it isn't anything serious. See, look, Pat. He's even got his name and everything on there. That's pretty cool profile pic, Pat. I got some. Alicia, what's up? What's up? Who doesn't hate the time change, right? All right, so let me see if. Ooh, we have tipping. Tipping is possible here. I'll get you a link in a second. Oleg tested it out. It actually works. But I'm going to pull that up. Activity feed. Let's see if this should have like this whoosh, and it should announce that Stephanie Jean has subscribed to my channel, but apparently that's not working. We'll have to get the tip link. Let me see here. Tipping settings. You guys can send me a tip, like don't pet a burning dog. Where's that link? Tipping settings. Page settings. Oh no, I can't find the link. Oh well, gonna have to work on tipping some other time. All right, so let's see. Let's start with a quick little screen share here, and I'll walk through what we're going to cover in DiscDogger Weekly number 18. So, pretty cool, man. All of the DiscDogger Weekly articles, they all go through what was on there. Each of the lessons, there's a practical zigzag, which those of you guys from class and from Monday afternoon jam sessions, that will be 4 hands form, practically executed with the dog. We have a toss and fetch catch, which is a really awesome pairs game to improve your toss and fetch and performing under pressure. A pretty interesting thing. Catch with curves, dialing in angles, super important. Sorry, I'm better creative throwing with athletic humor. Athletic humor is really important in Frisbee. All that shit that all the cool kids do that you're like, holy cow, that's amazing. It's unbelievable. It's all magic. Almost all of it is fake. There's a trick in there. And we use that trick to trick you like a joke, right? We set you up and take you down the path, and then we dump you out somewhere else, and it's kind of funny. We have some stuff on shapes and flat work, and yeah, there we go. Don't forget that we are on Patreon. Could totally use some support on Patreon. That's my gig. That's what I'm doing right now, making content and teaching people. Patrons get access to classes and special goodies. All right, well, let's do this. Let's get started. You guys don't hesitate to hit me up and bust in and ask a question. Not at all a problem to Sorry, I'm looking at my stream health here. That's such a bummer. I don't know. Oh, hang on. I'll be right back. I'll start this video. And I'm gonna, I live in a tin can. I live in a bus, right? And I got all my reflectics up because it's cold out. So I think my internet is struggling to get out. So here we go, Disc Dogger Weekly, number 18. We'll let it play for a few, and then I'll hook up with you. I will be here, so if you need something, just give me a shout.
I can do that. Man, I can do that.
Look out,
Everybody,
Chris.
how's it going? Ron Watson, Positive Vibe, host of DiscDog.Live Weekly. We got a great show for you this week. We're going to be talking about shapes, and we're going to be doing some throwing stuff. We have Jack Faley, UpDog founder, that'll be joining me in some throwing instruction. Epic will do some shapes, we'll do some freestyle. It's a pretty cool show. As always, the show is sponsored by Hero Disc USA and patrons of Positive Vibe. Thanks a bunch for your support. This wouldn't be happening without you. If you'd like to become a patron, hook up with us on Patreon. We got lots of goodies for our patrons and full access to all content, as well as full access to all of our online classes. Pretty cool deal. Anyway, let's get on with the show. Hope you dig it.
Make it look so easy.
They are pretty awesome on Patreon, Alicia. All right, so I'm just going to bust in real quick. Flat work is the stuff that happens between tricks. Shapes is how we move, how the disc, dog, and handler are related. In this, you're going to see some trailers behind the dog. And what you'll notice is that April and Jolene are doing a lot of throws that have the handler and the dog kind of in line chasing the disc. That's a chasing shape or a line. There are other ways that we can, well, you'll see it. I'll draw attention to it here. So April and Jolene have really nice flat work, but their shapes are pretty linear. So you can see right there, dog and handler are kind of in line. There's a little, you can see that the dog is running down that line. The dog is chasing down the line again. Right, and there's that line again. There's a little separation between the dog and the trajectory of the disc. And again, April's got nice flat work here. There's a shape. Good job, April. Right? And this is a judged element in UpDog. The shape, here comes another shape here, right? It puts the handler and the dog on the spot to perform and hook up at the same time. It also creates a likely to leap situation. When the dog is chasing all the time, the dog just learns to run fast and doesn't have to throttle their speed, right? And so you kind of get what you get with that. If you want to teach your dog to leap, whoa, you're going to want to use shapes. A little bit of a shape there. Again, a shape is going to help the dog learn to pace and make a plan early rather than just bum rush the disc.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, and so now I'm going to do with Epi similar thing. And we've got pretty good flat work, right? But what you're going to see is a bunch of these throws are going to have the dog, the disc, and the handler arranged in such a fashion as to create a shape. There'll be lots of triangles in this round, hopefully. A little weightless flip. So there, right? That's a 90-degree angle. So I'm throwing it, and what you're going to see here is that I'm throwing it on Epi's line, right? I didn't just whip it out there somewhere. I threw it on his line. Oh, you cheater, Epi. Right? And this is I would call this chase for the most part for me and Epi. But it is a little bit wider than most people's chase. So there we can see the dog is 4 or 5 yards away, sliding out away from me. The disc is going on that line. Right? And again, the zigzag is a shape-based movement. Around the world is a shape-based movement. The reason that those are in the USDDN is to challenge you to create shapes, right? Everything can't be a pass, and it can, but we want to see a full game. Judges want to see a full game of Frisbee. Got to do that rebound in front of the camera. Right, and again, I would call this chase for Epi. It's got this big, wide, kind of no man's land chase, actually. Sets up a situation where he's not just chasing, he's kind of in between. How we doing on the stream quality? YouTube is saying it kind of sucks. All right, so those two pieces, shapes and flat work, they're different. They're not the same thing. They're related. They're deeply related. But flat work does not necessarily mean shapes, and shapes does not necessarily mean flat work. The zigzag that we're going to do, I could accomplish with 0 flat work. I could have great shapes with the zigzag, disc going this way, dog coming across, right? That nice interception idea. And not have any flat work. One thing that I would like to mention that I think is quite important, the shapes that I demonstrated with Epi were throwing shapes. I was throwing for that. The handler wasn't moving a lot. The handler can also facilitate shapes with movement, right, by moving. The interaction between the dog and the handler can promote shapes, and Jack Faley does a ton of that stuff. If you want to see someone do that at a really high level, you want to watch Jack and Spice and Jack and Ferris. So, yeah, shapes, flat work, closely related, not quite the same thing. The lessons in, I'll pull that up. I'll pull them up so maybe we can talk about them. Just trying to pull these up real quick. Boom, pow. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So if any of you guys have any questions on shapes or flat work, I'll be happy to take them. I'm going to go ahead and move on to this zigzag, right? And what you'll notice is that The shape is there, but the
Hey everybody, how's it going? Ron Watson,
The-
Positive Vibe, host of DiscDogger Weekly. The other day I worked
the function of the pattern and the placement of the disc are driving the shapes rather than flat work.
on the 8 hands form, a creative release throwing form from DiscQuando. I'm going to go ahead and try and put that into a zigzag with Epi. Check it out. 8 hands form, push air bounce, flamingo throw, air bounce, magic sidearm. Ready? Epi? I'm going to try and do that today with a zigzag. We'll see how it goes. I'm just going to go ahead and warm up with it. Probably not a good idea for either of us, but here we go. You ready? Makai. Catch.
So
Boom.
I can make all of these throws, and I can make them pretty solid,
Good.
but doing them in flow
House. Easy. Catch.
with the dog, pretty difficult, right?
House. Catch.
Especially that flamingo throw in that one there. And what you'll see here is that I slowly dial it in and get a little stronger each time, as does the
Good
team.
man. House. Catch.
Zigzag
Easy.
out to 2 o'clock,
Good.
then out to 10
House.
o'clock.
Catch.
Good job by
Easy.
Epi throttling down.
Yes. House. Catch.
Right, and you can see that Epi had already passed
Great work,
me,
Epi.
and that throw was a little behind
So
him.
super awesome thing about the 8 hands form is it makes your zigzag and general sequencing super easy. What I got going on here, I have a lot of time. I can't reach it, Epi. I have a lot of time to get this stuff set up. I'm prepared and ready. All I have to do is read my dog. I don't have to worry about what my grips are doing or anything like that. Mine.
Yeah, so super key, super important. Doing this, those are pretty hard throws, guys. Those are not friggin' easy throws, right? They're certainly not easy throws to just whip into a zigzag, yeah? And we literally just whip these into a zigzag. I don't throw these as a zigzag very often. I had been doing these. These are my 8 hands form throw. The 8 hands form is a DiscQuando form that teaches you how to load the discs, how to load them, how to be in position, how to deliver them well. And so I had been doing that for a couple of weeks, working that pretty hard. I did a few sessions and we were training it in class. And so the loading of the disc was all set. I knew how to get myself into position, both in terms of the throw and where I was throwing it, right? So I was really well prepared. And then when I have the zigzag over here and over there, all of the shit required before the throw, I was really solid at through that 8 hands form. Pat, you're here. Sydney, you're here. The 4 hands form is the white belt. Backhand, sidearm, push, overhand wrist flip. The 8 hands form is 4 throws of your choosing, 2 clock, 1 clock, 2 counter, 3 clock, 4 counter, just of your choosing. And so because I had those things trained and practiced, it was pretty easy to drop into this situation.
With the 12 hands form. That's the upside
12
down,
hands form, these are upside down.
Thumber, staker, overhand wrist flip. It's that one that I really struggle with trying to get my loaded discs together. But I practiced it, and this pace of the zigzag should be much slower. You ready? Makai, catch.
The upside down throws are going to slow him down.
House,
You're going to
catch.
see that right away. Something we're
Yes,
working in
good
class.
man. House, catch, easy. Yes, good man. House, catch. Oh, get that. What was that? What was that?
What's
You
up,
should have
this
had
quick?
that, Epi.
You should have had that, Epi.
So again, super simple for me to make these crazy throws in a zigzag if I'm prepared and loaded. I can't reach it.
Yeah, the 8 and 12 hands form really
All right, I'm gonna do one
teaches
more of
you
these.
how to be prepared.
Mine.
And if you're prepared, making the throw is easy.
Mackay.
Right.
Catch.
So you'll see me load right up right away,
Yes. Ouse. Catch. Easy.
and
Yes.
I should be loading
Good
earlier
man.
than that.
Ouse. Catch. Yes. Ouse. Oops. Ah. Yeah. That's
Oh,
it,
yeah.
Epi. That's it.
Planned
Good
leaping
man.
catches,
Great work.
difficult throws.
All right.
I'll take
So
that.
those X hands forms working for me, making it super easy for me to get my stuff together on the fly for the zigzag. Whoa, Epi, that was great work. All right, so a little recap on the X hands forms. The 8 hands form, push, air, bounce, flamingo, air, bounce, magic sidearm. Bunch of pretty difficult throws, and it was super easy to do those in the zigzag. I had so much time, and I was competent and confident in like the loading and my presentation, and I had no problem reading the dog whatsoever. It was super easy to pick up my dog and get ready and make that throw. So that worked out super well. The upside down throws, same thing. Normally I'm like, what am I doing with the discs, right? Like trying to do this stuff, and it was just real functional and making it happen. In the last one, we had a couple of nice leaps. So that's what the X hands forms are for, and yeah, they worked. So hope you dug it. Hey everybody, how's it going? Ron Watson, Positive.
All right, so Alicia, yeah, you have been working on getting yourself moving. Alicia has been doing the dynamic pendulum quite a bit, which is a pretty awesome movement based thing. Yeah, and I think we're gonna talk about that as well. Loading those upside down throws takes practice, and it's not easy. It's pretty simple, right? It should be easy, but it is a bit of a mind job, right? Like it taxes your brain. You want to practice that with the X hands form or the 4 hands form, so that it becomes automagic, right? And loading, when we're talking about the dynamic pendulum as you move around, Alicia, loading the disc and making sure that that is prepped and ready is a really important thing, right? Like that's super helpful. If you're loaded up and ready, it's easy to make your move and control the dog and move with flat work. So pretty awesome. And I should have that link to the DiscDog.Live class, but it's not coming up. I posted it in both. You'll have to just grab it from chat. I can't get it up on the video, so. For those of you guys with filthy minds. All right, let's go ahead and let this play. I'm going to talk a little bit about athletic humor. I'll just let this play so I don't interrupt. I'll essentially watch it, and as I'm watching it, I'll want to say something, and I'll interrupt, and then 10 seconds later, I'll say it on the video, because I'm pretty sure I know what I'm looking for here. So I'll just go ahead and let you guys watch this one real quick.
I'm host of DiscDogger Weekly. I'm gonna show a couple of cool throws here, and I'm gonna show a couple of cool ways to do them. It's this concept I have called athletic humor, and I use that to make my cool throws look even cooler. You should do it too. So humor or a joke sets up a story that we all know, and then it drops us off in a completely unrelated place, right? 3 guys walk into a bar, one of them ducks, ba-doom, right? 3 guys walk into a bar, you think it's a priest, a pastor, and a rabbi or something like that, and we have this quick little resolution of 1 guy ducks, therefore it's funny. So humor is setting up a story and then delivering something else. So we can do that physically as well, right? So here it comes. You ready?
I'm gonna throw it to you. You ready? You're gonna catch it. Think, right? Set up this big idea that I'm gonna throw this huge backhand, right? And I get set up and pop. Tiny little silly throw, right? I set up this idea that I'm gonna throw this monster backhand, boop, and then I dink it around the back of my neck. Everyone's expecting the backhand, and then I just pull it around my neck. I tell you the same old story, huge backhand. Oh, what was that? That was clever. Athletic humor. The flamingo throw. It's a super cool throw. You reach down behind your ankle, make the toss, right? Show you again. Nice looking throw. We can dress it up with a little bit of athletic humor though. Compare this, right, with this. You guys really want to do this, man. Right, this little dig to the left sets it up, makes it look like something's gonna happen over here. Look at this story. Whoa, that's crazy. What happened? Athletic humor. And this is one of my favorite athletic humor. All right, so that's the magic sidearm. I'm gonna throw it pretty lamely, and I'm gonna put you guys in the position so you can see the trick. It's behind the back. Little sidearm toss, right? Behind the back, spin around it, little sidearm toss. So we can dress that up and make it look as if I throw it out of nowhere. So if I pull my hands apart after, where did that come from? If you blink, you miss the throw. You guys will get to see it. What? Where'd that come from? Holy cow, right? So that cute little idea of this, which is cool, you can see what's happening, becomes something entirely different when you simply open up your hands like, I didn't throw anything. What are you talking about, right? I mentioned that you guys can see the trick from that camera over there. Show it to you one more time. So you can see that I actually throw the sidearm, right? Check it out from this perspective. Literally looks like it came out of nowhere. My hands were open. I've actually started doing like a Hadouken with it. Hadouken! Hadouken! Right? Now that's some magic. With my chi. So again, something as simple as this becomes something else entirely when you add a little change to that story. There you go, athletic humor. Give it a shot, tell a story, make us think, fake the judges out. Everyone will think it's cool. Hope you dig it. Hey everybody, how's it going? Ron Watson, Positive Vibe, host of Disc Dogger Weekly. One of the things that's not very well understood in the game of disc is shapes, flat work, and a little more understood, but shapes, kind of a funky one. I'm going to show you guys how to create some shapes using some typical disc dog freestyle moves. Check it out. All right, so I'm going to show you an Epi Beckham. I'm going to get him out on the flank and I'm going to bend him around and hit him over here. It's a double, kind of a double throw. Mackay, catch, 2, oust, catch. That was not very... So the idea is to get him out there before, wait, Mackay, catch, before hitting him there. There we go. Yes, good man. And that first little toss, you see a lot of people doing that. They'll
Ouse. Send
It's
the
a
dog
great
around a
way.
little dump out here. Ouse, catch.
It's a great way to get
And that'll
a shape,
set up
guys.
that shape. It's a good way to get the
Really good way to get that shape. Just simply pitch it out to the dog on the flank. Sorry, I needed to leave that camera alone. Just send the dog around, pitch it out there on the flank, and you'll get him out about 5 or 7 yards, and then we can get that shape going. If you have a dog that doesn't get out very well, we can work right off of that flanking toss in order to produce our shape, rather than with flat work or the dog's natural movement.
dog to get on an arc and create a shape. Simple way to create a line, ouse, is a
Yeah, and-
backwards through. Cat, whoops,
Dumb jokes are
my
great,
bad. Ready? Rut, catch.
right? Dumb jokes
That'll
are the
totally
funniest.
set
yeah.
up
So it
a
doesn't
nice
even have
straight
to be
line.
a
Another one we can do, ouse, through and
technical,
fly.
crazy joke, right?
Send him on the run, send him through and fly. So those will help you get
The backwards through, coming around and coming through from back to front, sets up a line. So if you have a dog like Epi who's real archy and wide, sending him either through or backwards through can create that line for you, giving you the opportunity to make that, an alternate shape happen, right? So everything doesn't look like the dog is doing NASCAR.
nice straight line set up. I can't reach it. A little bit of chase. All right, so a zigzag will also set up shapes if we throw it right. If we throw it right. Ouse.
Yeah, this
Makai,
is
catch.
key.
So if I get the drop early, yes, good man. Ouse. I can hit him there and set up. Ouse.
And
A
by
nice,
the way,
beautiful
this
shape.
is what the
Yes,
zigzag
good
should
man.
look like.
Right?
You should
If I don't
have,
throw it well,
you should have dog coming across, disc going on an angle, right? This is a very difficult shape. This is easier. So a
here you go, Epi,
zigzag
come. Mine, I can't reach it.
is not just
If I
over there
don't
and
throw
over
it
there.
well, what'll wind up happening is
Just
I'll
shut
set
my
up
mouth.
chase in both directions. Ouse.
Let the
Makai,
smart guy on the
catch.
camera.
It's real easy to do that. Yes.
What we'll see here is I'm going to throw
Ouse.
so he chases.
And I can send him on a chase. And that's cool. Ouse. But that's going to be a linear shape. Oh, come on, handsome. Ouse. That's going to be a linear shape. Yes, good man. We'll have the dog chasing the disc in a line. All right, so I'm going to do an around the world pattern. Done properly, this should be the dog on the flank, the disc shooting out as spokes. They
Dog's
should all
going
be
this way, disc
interceptions.
coming
Ready,
this way.
Makai. Catch. Boom. Ouse, catch. Yes, ouse, catch. Yes, ouse, catch. Yes, ouse, catch. Yeah, good man, I know you're getting tired. So you can see that each of those has me in the center, dog on the arc, disc being thrown over here, making a nice triangle. All right, and the last one we have is a nice linear pattern, working a pass, mine. Yes, and a
With
pass
this
really
pass-
should set up a linear line catch.
With this pass, you're going to see me
Right,
actually
I got him coming this way, here we go.
declaring
Ouse,
it.
catch.
So
That'll set
I'm
up a line.
setting that up.
Yes, good man. It's going
doing a
clock,
front
out, I'll
cross.
front cross him for the sidearm. And again, that'll set up a line. He's going clock or counter, ouse, catch. Big air bounce in front of him, yeah. He's going counter,
So that
ouse,
front
or clock,
cross,
yes, boom, pow. Get there, handsome, yeah. All right, that was great.
that front
That was
cross
great.
is allowing me
Ouse.
to trigger the pass, right?
Ready?
You'll notice that Epi
Rebound,
isn't
dog
just running like a
catch.
bat out of hell. He's reading
Good
me
man.
and
Great
waiting
work.
until I give him the
Great
signal.
work. Wow.
And that front cross allows me to do
Hey
that.
everybody, how's it going? Ron Watson, Positive Vibe, host of DiscDog.Live Weekly.
So that last one, we were working with. I was using the freestyle patterns and the freestyle moves to create the shape, right? Which is kind of the way that, I mean, it's a way to do it. It's a way to create a shape. Me simply delivering throws in a particular way is also going to allow me to create shapes. And as I mentioned, I have not displayed it very well. I'd have to dig up video of me. The handler's movement in relation to the dog can also create shapes, but we haven't really hit on that. Yeah, you probably do need to do the around the world with your boys again. So Amber has been dancing around a bunch of different skills, and she's a new player, and she's learning how to throw and learning how to put all this stuff together. And you know, she put away the around the world, what, spring maybe? You quit doing it, started focusing on other things. And it's really awesome. We should go back and revisit these simple skills or these simple patterns, because as we grow as a player, as our dog grows, as you know, a Frisbee dog, and as the team grows together, we wind up with greater abilities and most likely greater understanding. Revisiting that around the world, Amber, you know, you're going to wind up with a lot more knowledge, and you're going to start to realize that that's pretty much just making the play, right? And that'll be pretty awesome for you. So let's go ahead and check this out.
Going to work on throwing shapes this morning. We've hit on interception versus chase. I'm going to work on delivering throws so that you can make shapes happen initially. Shapes aren't just the triangle that we use to equate interception versus chase. Shapes are also how our dog moves around the field. And we can affect that with throwing, and we can affect that with handler movement. Right now we're going to discuss throwing. Do you want to do it, Epi? Let's do it. Come on. Awesome. First thing we need to do to create some shapes is to throw laterally. That's
There
gonna
it
bring
is.
the dog
There's that
coming in
tip.
at an angle that's interesting to us. So if we throw, ouse, catch, we throw that way, the only way the dog's going to return to us is in a linear fashion there. Really limits the amount of angle that we can employ with the dog. You ready, Epi? Makai, get out. Throwing it like 10 o'clock. It's going to set up a nice arcing retrieve. F, can't reach it. Makai, catch. Another thing that will work to keep the dog on flank is to use the confines of the field. So simply by changing to this orientation and throwing, making sure that I throw it a little bit to the inside of his line, ouse, I can keep him moving on that flank.
The sideline of the field
So
is
the
pushing him in that direction.
control which direction our dog turns. Makai, catch. He'll catch this, and he'll peel off counter. You can see that we're
Right,
going
how
towards
cool
the
is that?
edge of the field going this way. He's going to peel off counter. If I bring him Makai coming in a little bit, he won't peel off counter that way. He's going to continue on clock because the field is pushing him in. Ouse. Again, if I send him around here and throw out there, he's going to release counter. Those trees are in the way. The edge of the field is giving pressure. Ouse. Makai. Catch. This one here, he's going to continue on clock because the field is pressuring him in. Where we throw in relationship to the edges of the field has great bearing on the shapes that we have coming on. All right, so Heiser and Anheuser also have a lot of bearing on what direction the dog is going to release to. Makai, catch.
Whoops.
If I throw it with a lot of Heiser, he's likely to turn off counter clock. Ouse. If I throw it with Annie,
There's the right link.
he's going to be likely to continue on that flank going in that direction. Ouse. Makai. If it Heiser's out, Probably go counter. Out. Mackay.
Somebody should totally tip for this information.
And
This
he's
shit
going
is
clock.
gold.
Good job.
And I don't want to. So I get a rap for making things overly complex, right? Like, this is crazy shit, yeah? And it is crazy shit, but it happens, right? If you expect your dog to go clockwise and you throw it, if you throw it at the Skype into the show, P-Vibe me tip, right? And I need to fix that. If you throw it there, he's not going to continue clockwise. He's going to peel off and go the other way because the field is making him do that. King, please. Thank you. And knowing that stuff is going to tip you off that it's happening, and you'll be aware of it. And when it happens, you'll be like, oh shit, yeah, he didn't go the right way because I threw it over there. And then you'll start to budget that in. Yeah, Pat. Yes. Let me fix this. Tip your jammer. All right. So that's an excellent question, man, and it's a multi-part question. How do I take control of the field? I need to be the quarterback, not let him dictate where our next throw will be. I need to slow him down, I think. Yeah, it's completely on point, Pat. First of all, if the dog goes, don't throw. Number one, right? So you're lined up, you're ready to throw, and the dog is like, okay, Pat, boom, slate takes off, right? Don't throw. He'll start running. He'll be like, what's up? And he'll look in at you. Yes, then make the throw, right? Simply asking for the dog to look at you before you throw while they're out there on the field moving around will create a situation where your receiver is playing the quarterback rather than simply running the pattern, right? And your receiver, Pat, is playing like Randy Moss if he were the general manager of the of the football team. He'd be like, all right, just, I'm going to run really fast. Throw it where I'm going to be. I'll make the move. You'll know where it is. I'm the man. I'll make the catch. And that's cool, but that'll get gamed, right? That'll get gamed. Also, it's not fair to the quarterback. It's not fair to the rest of the team. So simply waiting for your dog to look at you before you throw, that's a great way to handle that. The flat work compass and stuff that we've worked a little bit in our Monday afternoon jam sessions is an additional layer of communication and team movement that is going to it's going to give the dog a clue of what you're going to do beforehand, right? So right now, if you throw it over there, right, he's going to go where he goes. And now you have to go, okay, you're going that way? Okay, I'll throw this way. What should happen is you make the throw, and if we want to go this way, I make the throw over here, and then I stand and turn over here. And even if he wants to go that way, I'm here. And because we've done the flat work compass, and he knows that when I am, because he knows when I'm standing like this, it's going to be a sidearm or an overhand wrist flip in this direction, he would be an idiot to go that way, right? And vice versa. I make the throw over here, I set up here. And now a dog who has had the flat work compass knows that we're going in this direction, right? And then I can wait for him to look in, yes, and make that throw, right? So getting him to look at you, and then setting up some kind of pattern that isn't a pattern, but is a team-based movement, right? A cue that tells him which direction to go. That's what you're gonna want to do. And number frickin' one, if the dog goes, don't throw. Right? Right now, anytime he takes off, even if you don't want to go that way, you're going, fuck, okay, I'll throw it over there. If you say so, buddy. And he learns that he dictates where the game is. And you should give the dog some latitude in that regard, right? You want your dog to be a participant, to be creative, to accept some of that creativity from the dog. But we can't be at the mercy of our dog's directional preferences, or predilections would be a better word for that. Hopefully that's a good answer, Pat, and it's a terrific question, man. Terrific question. Yep. And this is a little crazy town talk from class here. The dynamic pendulum is a flat work pattern that we use. That's really cool, man. Teaches a handler how to move. Teaches a handler how to read the dog on the fly and multitask. It's a really awesome pattern. Great for flat work, shapes, and team movement. But what Alicia is talking about here is adjusting the direction of the disc, right? So if she throws it with Anheuser, it starts out here and it swerves back. She can throw that Anheuser throw if she needs the dog to go clockwise. Dog's out there, she can throw that Anheuser throw and have it running this way away from the dog, leading the dog to stay in that direction, as we saw in that last video. So yeah, you should totally play with that, Alicia. For sure.
Heiser Anheuser has impact on your shapes. So we can throw on flank, or we can set the flank. When we set the flank, ouse.
This is pretty
We're
important.
driving the dog out there. Get out there, right? Get out there.
That's going to lead to a linear
You can see it's going to be a
approach.
real linear line coming back at me. Ouse, Mackay, get out. If I set the flank, or if I throw on flank, he's likely to hold that line. Ouse, Mackay. Right, nice arcing thing. If I rip him out there, ouse, Mackay, and I get him going fast and I drive him out, he's going to have no choice but to come at me in linear fashion.
So that distance, right? Doesn't matter that I threw it on a nice arc and he was arcing and all that. At that distance, he's coming back on a straight line. If I don't do anything, he's going to turn and he's running straight at me. Now, if I turned to 10 o'clock over there to the left of the Batman guy, right, and started walking in that direction, now I would be able to shift this.
Even if he were to turn the other way, it would be this real long linear approach. Epi, that was great work.
All right, so shapes, throwing them, making them happen like that, pretty cool. You should play around with that. Your dog, you should know which direction your dog turns after they catch. And then you should enhance that or work to counteract that. And that can become a big part of your team movement. I'm going to go ahead and let this catch with curves thing play and let you guys watch this. It's just Jack and I play and catch with curves. The idea here is that if I can curve it Heiser and I can curve it Anheuser, and then I should be able to hit it straight. If I practice that, Heiser, Anheuser, straight, Heiser, Anheuser, straight, I wind up with great skill and ability to change the angle of the disc.
All right, Ron
Super
Watson,
important.
Positive Vibe, host of DiscDogger Weekly. I have Jack Faley out here, UpDog founder. We're going to do some catch with curves. We're going to throw an Heiser
then an anhyzer, then a straight throw. And we're gonna play a game of catch. We're at about 40 yards. Show you how that works. Ready? Here, I'll throw first. We'll just play catch. Here it comes. Nope, you're just catching, yep. Ready? So first one's hyzer. And I want to drop it on him as best I can. He's going to drop it on me as best he can. And then we'll go anhyzer. Run, Forrest, run. This is really great to do at a toss and fetch distance or at a big distance. You can actually throw further than you can
Jack's
throw
gonna return with Annie.
using this game
Beauty.
of catch. The hyzer
And then
throw,
the third one will be nice
as you
and
work
straight. And it'll finish straight. I'm gonna throw it with hyzer because you know you gotta kind of throw it with hyzer to get there. Jack will return it straight, and we'll dial in. We'll dial in the distance here. We didn't get any warm up or anything. Really good warm up, by the way. So hyzer.
and I want to drop it on my partner. Jack's going to drop it on me.
He'll return with hyzer. Beauty. Annie. Didn't quite get there. Again, we'll
Criteria
dial in
met.
the
Criteria met.
precision and accuracy as we do this.
Be a splitter, not a lumper, right?
Annie, beauty, Jack, beauty.
You want to take
And straight.
your success where you can get it, right? Like that was shitty. It was too short, but it was straight. Woohoo! I'm awesome, right? Take that. We need that. Tiny bit of hyzer,
I'm calling it. Criteria met.
right? And we should be able to do this at
Was
maximum.
that one straight or hyzer?
That was hyzer.
Hyzer to you?
Yep, hyzer to me. Criteria met.
We want to be able to do
Anhyzer.
the tiniest of anhyzer, right?
Like I said, we'll dial this in. Jack and I should totally be able to hit without any movement
Like
on
that.
the catcher's part in very little time.
Hyzer, anhyzer,
That was
straight.
straight. Yep. Yeah, I'm only gonna call. All right, so we'll go big hyzer this time.
And big hyzer is lots of hyzer,
Big hyzer.
right? And what we're getting here is a full complement.
Oh yeah, that was real big, Jack.
Is a full complement of
Big
the
Annie.
angle, right? We can throw it with a shit ton of angle,
Get there.
or
Big
we
Annie.
can throw it with very, very little angle. And if we can do both of those, we can then adjust when it's time.
Yeah.
When we're having trouble, when it's
Beauty.
windy, or when things aren't
And then
working out for
straight.
us, we have the ability to make the adjustment, and we have experience making the adjustment. If you're unable to throw
Beauty.
one of those angles,
So
or
we
you're
go
unable to do
Just a
it,
tiny bit of hyzer,
there's the tiny
like as
hyzer.
little hyzer as we can. Just a little bit. All right.
Got interrupted.
Little tiny hyzer. And what you want to do is you just want to choose your angle. Try and hit the target. Criteria met. Beauty, Jack. And alternate between hyzer, anhyzer, and straight.
It's a good
Little
one,
tiny
Amber.
Annie. Too much. I'll call it criteria met. Little tiny Annie. Beauty. And straight.
It's hard to make a straight toss at 40, 50 yards.
Good job, Jack. So a little recap on that. Yeah. Cool exercise, right?
That was no, that was good. We were just saying 40 yards might be kind of challenging for some throwers, but you could definitely do it at 20 or 30 yards and get those anhyzers, get those hyzers going. Also depending on the disc that you're using.
Yeah,
You can actually throw further than you can throw with that,
I don't know why I'm laughing.
right?
it's all right. It's good.
But yeah, you can actually throw further than you can throw with that. Like April and I get out at 60 yards and she can't throw 60 yards.
The
That
hyzer
is
or
totally
the
true,
anhyzer?
guys.
Both.
The Anheuser usually is a little shorter,
Yeah.
right? But that's cool. I sneak out on her all the time to like 60 yards and we wind up playing catch at 60 yards.
Yeah.
And she can't throw 60 yards. So while it is important that you're at a distance that you're capable of throwing, like definitely stretch that out if you can, because we don't throw that hyzer shot in disc dog stuff purposefully very often. And it does really extend your range.
Well, like you said, like in a distance competition, like the Hero Cup or something like that, I've used it and I've gotten like 5 or 6 more yards
Yeah.
out of it. And you know, your dog just kind of maybe starts to know which side that disc is going to come from on those long distance ones. I know Spice is always kind of
Huh?
looking to the right a little bit as she goes. So
Right. Well, right on. Thanks a bunch, Jack. I appreciate it.
that was a cool activity.
It was super fun. All right, good question from Pat here. How can I get more distance on my disc? I see small girls throw further than me. It's true. Frisbee is like the ultimate equalizer when it comes to making a throw. It has wing principles that, I mean, it's not a ball. You know what I mean? You're able to work that wing, and that wing attribute makes it fly further, right? Then it's possible. I think that any able-bodied human can throw 65, 70 yards, right? Like it's possible. Anything over that, for women maybe it's 60, right? For men 70 maybe, right? Anything over that is knowledge and knowledge, power, ability, right? But everybody can get out there to a really good distance. Everybody can throw 40 yards. If you're at all able-bodied, you should be able to throw 40 yards because the disc will do 30 of those yards for you. So I'm going to grab a disc, Pat, and I'm going to show you a couple things. All right, so let's see. Math is groovy. Math is groovy. So first of all, when you're throwing short, when you're throwing for control, you want to grab the disc. You see that my fingers are somewhat spread out. They're spread out this way, and they're also spread out on the disc, right? My thumb is off the wing or the rim, and it's holding. So I have the disc here. You can see that I have the disc. I'm holding the whole disc, right? The further I throw, the tighter my grip gets. If I'm throwing super far, I'll take my pinky off, and those 3 fingers will be super tight and compact. My thumb will be right over top of my knuckle and as close to the wing as I can get it. Now, all I have is the wing. The rest of this is all floppy, right? And by only having the wing, it's going to come off sharply and crisply. It'll tear out of my hands very quickly. If I'm holding with a fan grip, like a control grip, and Pat, I'm pretty sure you're throwing toss and fetch with a control grip, right? You're an athlete. You throw pretty far. This control grip gives you the wing. It allows you to do things like throw with the wing down. And my guess, Pat, would be that when you're throwing distance, you have the wing down a little bit. This is called mung. If we're throwing this way, this is mung. This would be anti-mung or an-mung, right? If you have mung, you're building up an air disturbance underneath. It's doing what planes do when they land, right? Oh, it slows down and stalls out. If we just have the wing, and we throw it really hard, you can see that there's no mung. If you're doing that, the wing is being, you're air bouncing here, right? And when we hold the wing, when we hold the whole disc with this fan grip, we're doing so to get some of that air bounce, to get control over it, and to push it down onto that cushion of air. Again, we get really tight. It's called a Berkeley power grip. 3 fingers, pinky off. Everything's super tight there. And then the thumb right on the wing or on the rim. And that's going to allow us only to hold the rim and the wing. And that'll give us a very crisp release. If we're holding here, we're holding the whole disc. And that's going to unfurl as a release. And it won't spin as fast. It won't come out as sharply. So grip can help you with that, Pat. Try not to get the back end of the disc down. Try not to get any mung on it. And then the hyzer, the catch with curves, hyzer and hyzer straight. As you get more experience with it, you'll be able to, when we throw big distance, you watch anybody who throws 75 yards plus. When they release, the disc leaves with hyzer, right? And it leaves and it stays hyzer for a really long time. And then at 35, 40 yards, it starts to tilt up. As soon as it tilts up, it builds, there's the friction or the drag starts to impact it. So the longer we can keep it on the hyzer, the less it's fighting the air, right? And so if we can get it out to 35, 40 yards with it still being in hyzer and then it stands up, it's not a wing yet. It's not fighting anything yet, right? It's just cruising. And then it hits here and it goes, ah, and it does the frisbee thing and starts to be a wing. So you'll want to throw it with hyzer. If you activate that wing too early, either with mung, going this way so that there's drag, or it sets up and starts to fight gravity right away, what's going to happen is it's going to get slowed down, and that friction or that drag is going to impact it. And again, you're going to see with pretty much everybody who throws super far that disc is going to go hyzer for 40 yards before it sets up. And if I had to guess, Pat, you're a toss and fetcher, right? You're setting that disc flat right from the get-go. And if it starts flat, it's already acting as a wing and it's experiencing drag. So you can escape some of that drag by leaving it on hyzer for longer. So that hyzer and hyzer straight catch with curves thing is going to be super helpful for that. Don't be ashamed of getting outthrown by a girl. It's happening to me now too, and I used to throw really far. Again, frisbee's the ultimate equalizer. That's the way it works. All right, so we're going to do toss and fetch catch. Jack is going to send the dog around, make his throw. After the throw comes out of his hand, I'm going to send my dog around and make a throw. I'm then going to catch Jack's throw. What we're trying to get here is a replication of the pressure that our dog puts on us when they're leaving us, that timing pressure. So once I release, you're going to send your dog around and throw. Yep. Okay. So catch. What we're getting here is the second thrower is rushed. So Jack's gonna throw. I'm gonna wait to start my throw, to send my dog around, or I'm throwing. Jack will then send his dog around and throw. While the disc is in the air, he's gonna make the catch as well. And that's
Beauty.
gonna set us up to feel rushed, right? And to experience what that
All right,
dog
you
is
can
going to do
lead.
to us. We'll be able to see it a little better here from my perspective. So Jack throws, I then send the dog around and throw, and I make the catch. He throws, then I send the dog around, then I make the throw. Again, all we're trying to get here,
You're all right.
all we're trying to get here is an experience of what it's like to be rushed and under pressure while making a 40-yard precise throw. This is one of my favorite exercises.
I'll lead.
And you'll just pick somebody to lead. Jack will send his dog around and then make the
Don't
throw.
forget to send your dog around, Jack. Okay. Catch.
Do, 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 do.
Okay. Catch. If you want to do one more, we can. Your lead. Okay. Catch. Sorry, Epi.
Good.
Your lead.
My bad, Epi. Poor Epi.
One more for you. Okay. Catch.
He makes a throw, then I send the dog around, then I make the catch. You won't be able to do this at a short distance. You have to do this at kind of max throwing distance. It's a good addition
Again,
to
what
catch
we're trying to get here is a replication of that rush that you feel when your dog is coming around. So Jack is being rushed as if his dog is pressuring him. Okay, catch.
And you should try
Little
to
short.
emulate
On both sides.
or replicate the speed
I got one more, you ready?
and timing with your dog.
Okay.
It might be a little difficult, but you can see that I'm waiting and trying to get that, imagine that timing
Beauty.
that I have with
That's
Epi.
good. So a little recap on that, yeah? Cool exercise, right?
That was. No, that was good. We were
It's
just
so
saying
funny.
40 yards might be kind of challenging for some throwers, but you could definitely do it
And if this sounds a little deja vu, it is a little deja vu.
at 20 or 30 yards and get those anhyzers, get those hyzers going. Also, depending on the disc that you're using.
Yeah, the toss and fetch catch is going to be really hard to execute at a shorter distance because you need the time to send your dog around and everything. So put it out at your maximum toss and fetch distance for sure.
Well, we were using the supersonics, which
They're
are really
fast, yeah.
discs, but if you use like one of the Hero Airs or something like that, you're going to have more time to get underneath it, and adjust, and figure out where it's going.
Yep. Ooh, go Epi.
Squib.
No. Here. It's an actual round of freestyle, I think.
You got that. You got that. You got that.
Yes.
You got that. You got that. You got that. You got that.
Catch two.
You got that.
Out. Catch.
You got that. Something that I need.
Good Epi.
You got that.
Anytime you're watching one of my videos, green is clockwise
Yes,
and
good
blue
man.
is counterclock.
House
So he's
swim.
counterclock, he just switched to clock. Now he's in counterclock,
Good work.
and he's switched to clock. It's really important that we know which way our dog turns. That way we can be ready and be prepared
Breathe on.
for what's coming next.
Stall. Flip. Top.
Right, he's on this clockwise flank.
Out. Out again. Go.
With the direction that the dog is going, we're going to want to know that so we can know which type of throw to make so that he'll be able to see it. We've covered blind throws a few times here. All right. So there we go. We have episode, what is that? DiscDogger Weekly number 18. And there is a link. I will link it again. There is a link on, well, as soon as I can find it, right here, that will take you to the original post. There are, each of these videos that were featured here are covered in depth in text as well as the video, right? And I'm going to cover most of the stuff that I talked about. But it is written in text and it's broken down into like a well-organized kind of outline that talks about the important pieces of the skill. Hey, Kingaling, that'll do, buddy. Chill. So, so yeah, there we go. DiscDogger Weekly number 18 in the books. A little recap and discussion on that. DiscDogger Weekly is, you can find it on the PVibe site, pvibe.com, or you can find it on our YouTube page, youtube.com/pvibe, or youtube.com/K9Disc, letter K, number 9, DISC. But yeah, that's what I got so far. If anybody wants to call in or if anybody has any questions, I'll take those. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and wrap it up here pretty quick. Aw, Epi, so sweet, little Epi, right? Woohoo! We got anything going on the busted cam? Nope. Aw, poor guy. All right. Well, I guess that is going to do it for me, guys. Thanks a ton for hanging out. It was super awesome. We will be a little more organized like this moving forward. I got my shit together for the most part. My cameras seem to be working. My internet is working. That's kind of awesome. Moving into the new house, we're gonna have an actual training studio, so I'll be able to train both frisbee and dog training. So that will be going on. Yeah, so it's going to get a little more serious or a little more sincere or a little more organized. Take your pick. And, you know, hopefully you guys will hang out and we'll do a bunch of cool stuff together. So, so yeah, I'm going to find a meme roll here. Remember that we are on Patreon. That's my gig. That's what I'm doing. Learning all this stuff, having all the equipment, paying for all the services that allow me to do this stuff, funding that through Patreon. Yeah, for sure, Pat. We'd love to have you back. And we're going to be out in Union. I don't know if that's much further for you, but we'll be out in Union. We got some property that we're moving to here pretty quick. And we'll be doing events out there as well as training. So yeah, super cool, Amber. But yep, I'm gonna play a meme roll to play us out, right? And we will see you guys soon. Thanks a bunch for hanging out. And oh, that's not gonna do it. I gotta find the meme roll. Is that one gonna work? Oh yeah, first one. Let me get a copyright
some other
strike.
shit.
That's terrific.
Let's get weird, yo. Okay, you got shooters on the lookout. You fast food to me very quickly,
It's a
you
buddy
get
of mine.
took out. You like to keep the beef
Dan.
sizzling like a
Weird
cookout.
song.
I had the recipe for disaster, but I threw the
Pretty
book
awesome.
out. I'm on some other
Josh
shit,
Shepard.
man. I'm on some other shit. Weight of the world on my shoulders, where like if I call out from under it. Probably not, but when I speak, it's like the thunder hits. Lightning strikes, come along, hop aboard the mothership. See, I'm on marketable.
All
My
right.
career is
We'll see you guys
unstartable, but
soon.
when I
Have a good
swing
one.
my swords, they're all choppable. I feel unstoppable when I stop and take stock. And if you listen to dumb pop and a lot of whack radio rock, it's like a high voltage shock to your whole system. Pull your instinct, cause the money train went right through you and missed him. Came and enlisted him in the midst of his visit with him. Told him two worlds to collide in a catastrophic cataclysm like